Hi, it's David Minns from G4 Guitar in Lake Forest with another video guide lesson for the parents of young students. So those students will be aged between 4 and 7, maybe 8 years old. So the first thing I'd like you to do will be to go and find the Young Beginner G4 Guide, this book here, which came home with your child on the first lesson and that we should be bringing to every lesson so that we can work from it and track to it. So if you'd like to pause the video here, go away and find that and come back, press play again, we can begin. So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at this page here in the Young Beginner Guide, which is titled Your First Chords. So if you open the book and find this page, then we'll take a look at what we're doing. Okay. Now, the first task here for the young beginner is only to identify how to play these chords. We're not looking to play them, we're looking to identify where the fingers go. And in this first section, we'll be looking at 3 chords, okay, and they're titled here G. You can see the letter G here. We have the letter here G7, which is the name for another chord, and we have the letter here C for another chord, okay? And the diagrams, okay, to the left of them, okay, show you what I'm about to show you on the guitar, okay? So let's start with the G chord, okay? So with the G chord, what we'll be doing is we're looking to place our fingers, okay, on the string in the position in which we're going to be learning to play eventually the chord. And just right now, we're looking to identify where to put the fingers, okay? So for this chord, the chord called G, we're going to take our third finger, number 3, which will be our ring finger, okay, on the hand we're using to push the strings down with. Could be left or right hand, depending whether you're a left or right-handed player. And we take our third finger, number 3, and we put it on string number 1, which is the thinnest string, the one furthest away from you towards the floor. Okay, this is string number 1. And we should have already been through the string numbers with your child during previous lessons, okay? So this should be string number 1. And we're going to be looking to position the finger over the third space. Here we have the third space here, which is the 3rd fret, okay? So space number 3 with finger number 3 over that space there. And what we want to do is to encourage your child to place the finger there, and you can say to them, what name is that chord, little Johnny, okay? And he should say to you, this is the G chord, or something like that. This is the chord of G, or this is G, okay? And then we'll take the finger away and say to him, maybe, hey Johnny, show me that G chord again. And we put our finger back, and he would say to you, that's the G chord, okay? So that's all we're looking to do, is identify where to place the fingers. The next chord we're looking at is what we call the G7 chord. So we take our finger number 1, the index finger, on the fretting hand, and we would place it on space number 1, fret number 1, down here, this is fret number 1, on string number 1, again, the one furthest away from you, okay, and place the first finger here, maybe lightly pushing down, okay? And again, the same thing here is to try to identify, this is where we have the G7 chord. So little Johnny needs to learn that this is the G7 chord, and he should say, this is the G7 chord. And again, we use the same tactic. We will say, okay, well, show me that G7 chord, Johnny. And he should put his finger here, and you say, what's the name of that chord? And it should be, this is the G7 chord, okay? Then we can work back between the two, playing a game maybe, so show me the G chord, okay? And he should say, this is the G chord. Show me the G7 chord, this is the G7 chord. Okay, that's what we're looking to do, because again, as young beginners, we need to develop the ability to move our fingers, okay, carefully around the guitar to put them in the right position. We need to be able to do that before we do any more towards actually playing and sounding notes out. So even this is starting to develop muscle memory, okay, and strength and coordination in our fingers. The third chord we'll look at in the book is the chord of C, okay? So the chord of C, we're going to take our first finger again, and we'll put it on the 2nd string, string number 2, okay? This is the one string up from the 1st string, okay, down here, and it will go on the 1st fret. So it's first finger, 1st fret, string number 2, and this is the C chord, okay? And again, the same thing we're looking to do is to identify this is the C chord. So we would start with the G chord, work on that one, work on G7, and then work between the two to identify those. When those are good, and that's, you know, we've really got those down, little Johnny can say this is the G chord, this is the G7 chord, we'll add the C chord in, okay? Only work on 1 or 2 at a time until they're really known well, and then go for the 3rd chord, which would be C. Okay, so I hope that helps. If you have any questions during the week, of course, give me a call or email me, whatever you need to do to contact me, and I can help you out. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.